All right, guys. Well, what I want to share with you today is an important first steps that can't be missed. Now, this is for all of us, but we know the life source of your business is new members, new distributors, and now that we can say that freely, new distributors, given the big announcement and the change, and we'll briefly touch on that. But today is about those first steps when. With this news, right, we have something very encouraging that we never had before. And this will be not immediate, but certainly a process that we can all grab hold of in how we can identify where someone's at and how they really, why they're choosing the option that they are, because we have this extra category, right, the preferred customer. Again, that's not going to be the main focus of today's training, but it is an important piece to always keep in your mind as you hear what I'm going to share with you today. Because that's really what I'm talking about, is the distributor, the new distributor. Things that we can't miss. Eric mentioned it, somewhat of it, briefly, in a different way on Wednesday, I think it was, about having to go, and he was in the car and traveling 3 hours and going and working with new people. And understanding it's going to be not just one conversation, but it will be repeated conversations. I mean, that's coaching. You don't just tell them, here's the playbook, and go over it with them briefly and say, you got it, go get them, take the field. It never happens that way. So it's kind of a head scratcher to why any of us would think that would be different here. So my point is, there is an investment that's made, obviously, in people, and that's what's honestly one of the greatest things about AdvoCare and why we are so different, because it attracts the best type of people that understand what it's going to take to have success, and more than success, but to achieve significance, meaning where you've contributed to someone beyond yourself. So it's all about getting that person started, and that is the life source of your business, and repeating that process, duplicating that, and being able to do that by way of your ongoing teaching and training like this to help others become leaders, raise up, and to be able to confidently duplicate that through the people they're working with. So that's the focus of today. And I'm going to talk to you about just a few specific things that are so important that I think get missed often, and give you exact, in the moment, in the trenches, things that you need to be doing and teaching as far as even word choices. So a mindset, a frame of expectations, and the words, choices that we need to be equipping our new distributors with, that have decided, based on this very clear option, retail, preferred customer, distributor, and advisor. If you're in those two distributor advisor categories, there's obviously a reason you're choosing that. And more than not, it's not just because of the extra 40% discount. I believe there's an inkling of opportunity, a seed in their mind that's going, you know what, I have to see how this goes, but I like the idea of having that option, an opportunity to introduce and share these products and support the people that I share them with to ensure they get the benefits that I've been given. And I can earn income for doing that. See, that's kind of number one, right? People are choosing that option for some reason now, above and beyond. In most cases, it's still maybe just 40% I get. But guys, be with me here. This is what you're paid to do. This is what your job and responsibility is. And this is what today's training is about. We got to take ownership of that. Let's get into it and get real and get really good at it. Go pro. Go pro. If you're taking notes, which I surely hope you are, right across the big top here. It's the first steps that can't be missed. Go pro. All right, so number one with this as we roll forward, and hopefully my head's not cut off here like it was last time, but we need to teach and show them the way. We need to teach and show them the way. Knowledge transfer and all the mechanics. Write that down. Knowledge transfer and all the mechanics is what we're doing here today. And it's all about the steps that we have to make sure we don't skip, to help the new person even begin to think that we're putting them in a position to go out and have success. So our responsibility now, with that being said, is to make sure we fully train, equip, and support teammates the very best that we can. You might be saying, okay, Brock, where are we going here? I gotta hammer this, guys, because this is what this is about. We have to understand what we are responsible for and be happy about it, excited about it. And know that if we do that right up front for the new distributor that wants to go out and begin to open up their mind and heart with who they know in their world and begin to even share the results that they've achieved by sharing their story, going out and making that contact, we've got to understand this. This is our responsibility. And to be honest, that's all that we can control. So take it very seriously with what you're doing. So we are here to fully train, equip, and support teammates the best we can, the very best we can. From there, here it is. It's up to them to get excited, to get energized, and get moving. So I'm relieving you of that frustration, right? If you did it right, did it well, spent the time, invested, and are doing what we're going to do here, then put a big smile on your face, take big pride in what you've done to give someone an opportunity to do something great, to become someone more, and to impact positive change to the people in their world. That's it. So take a deep breath. Whew. Okay, that's all you are asked to do, or I can do. It's up to them from that point. Now, in doing that, we need to make sure the very first thing is that we help them, we pull out their reasons for why they are choosing to go begin to share this with the people in their world. That's step number one. Why are you, what is the reason that you've now made this decision, John, to go through these steps that we are here to talk about? Creating that list, a short list. Thinking about the people you value in your life. Why are we starting that step? Why are we going this direction now? And again, it doesn't have to be some big purposeful statement. I really don't believe it has to be. What I'm getting at, guys, is that my take on it and what I want to share with you in that regard, this very first step of belief, is that if we don't strengthen, we don't understand their reason, that reason, and pull it out and clarify it with them, I guarantee we are setting them up with at least a limiting belief and a weakened belief for when they go out and start speaking about the products. We need to strengthen their belief. Now, I just said to you, our responsibility is to fully train, equip, and support. Well, that's part of it. Now, they have to get excited and get into action and get energized, right? I just said that's on them. But don't underestimate, don't marginalize the importance of this very first step, the belief. I can do that, and I can help that person if I find out the reason why you're deciding to do this now. Why do you want to even speak up? And, right, let's be honest, some people, it's just, there's not a whole lot to it. They may just, someone asked, and they've watched what I've done, and that's what, okay, all right. But that's okay. That's the reason. I need to know that, and then I can go forward with what we're talking about today. But you know what I'm getting at, that there is I guarantee you, if you ask some more focused questions, this is your responsibility, you're going to find out a little bit more. Because let's face it, right? We know what we know here, and they don't know what they don't know. But guys, this is an amazing opportunity that you feel good about doing. It makes you feel good to talk to people and share your success in only the efforts of not wanting to get a golf clap and an attaboy for yourself, but to invite them to an opportunity that may be equally as beneficial, if not more, to them as it's been to you. That's fun. So let's get into that conversation, okay? Get into that. Find out so that you can strengthen their belief in what they have. Okay, because it's just happened for them, right? 9 times out of 10, we're talking about this conversation right now after success. 5, 6, 7 days, 10 days, 24. They've had a result, guys, so let's really cut to it. There's no denying the benefit that it's given you, Solomon. There's no, right? You feel amazing. You told me when we started this journey just 14 days ago, if you lost 10 pounds and dropped 2 inches on your waist, you'd be ecstatic. And you've already done it. And we have 10 days left in the 24-day challenge. Yeah. This is what we do as coaches. You got to pull that out. So you are seeing all, you're there in the trenches, you're alongside of them, you've coached the results, you know what's going on. So at those moments, boom, get into that conversation more. And use that as the fuel to help make it natural to ask, why now? Why are we going to talk to Tammy? Why'd you think of Bill? So, and I say this about the belief because of this very next step. Guys, they're not ever, no one new is as strong as they're going to be a week from now. But we do know this, if we don't help them understand the importance of their mindset, the reasons why they clearly have put these people's names on from their heart and head to paper, why they've made a decision to actively begin to share it in some form or another, or haphazardly share it, doesn't matter, right? It's often those little steps that we are going to ill-prepare them for the no's or the challenging questions because they're new and people just do that. And we just, right? People ask these questions out of a rooted basis of, I want to find out one reason that why I wouldn't have to do something. I mean, it just doesn't make much sense, but it's just a reality. So if we know these things, this is why we can't miss this step. We've got to strengthen their resolve based on the reasons that they wanted to start talking in the first place and let them know clearly, listen, hey, a no or a challenging question isn't a reason to tuck your tail and run and turn away and not return my call. Okay? Know this is going to happen. And know it for this reason. And heck, many of us did the same thing when we started. So you can point to that, make it relevant. I don't want to keep beating that up, but it's important. I think we're missing that point a lot when we're sitting down with a new person that says they want to start to share. We're skipping the step and thinking that we're assuming they've got that. And they don't. Let them know what's going to happen. So they're not disappointed, discouraged, and defeated on the first few no's, and then you don't hear back from them, and they didn't even start. They quit before they got started. So, the belief's the important part. And I tell you what, if you don't do that, you guys know what happens. If we don't take the time to have a good quality conversation like we're having right here, what are they going to do? They're excited. For whatever reason, they just started to do it. They think that they see an opportunity to earn income, and hey, they had great results, so everyone will want this. Of course they will. And that's a great attitude, but at the same time, if we don't take the time to sit down and coach the common actions that they take, they just go gangbusters thinking this is the way to do it. Social media blast, flyers, fire hosing, random winging it, right? We all know this. Going solo, Lone Ranger. Again, more reasons and all of those above for them to get slapped down, cut down, criticized, and not have a positive response. Okay? That's what happens. So there's a point and part where social media can be helpful, absolutely, and we need to teach that. We're not going to go over that today, but you guys know, I think, what I'm talking about. You share success stories. You got to teach and train them on how to respond in the comments section to get it offline, from the public, but still show a response, but then say, I'm going to private message you, Sam. I'm going to send you something. Okay, so what does he send? What does that new person send at that point in the private message? Are you telling them that? Are you providing them that? And these are things that we talk about often. We have it on the post pin at the top of the Strength and Leadership Facebook page, the manual for getting started. I mean, so we've done trainings on this, but this is where we, as leaders, got to make sure we're not skipping this step. Because that's going to happen. Social media is fantastic. I just helped 5 people complete a 24-day challenge myself. Just finished Wednesday. Those 5 people lost over 85 pounds. Okay, none of them had any interest whatsoever in a business. But 2 of them now, by posting their results, said, oh my gosh, what's happening? And I said, I told you that. Greg, Kurt, told you what was going to happen, and I appreciate your referral very much. Here's what I need you to do for me. Okay, so we went through that to help them, help the people that are expressing interest in their world. But so many people aren't even doing that. You're skipping that step. And we're seeing things out there that shouldn't be out there, and that new person, that even if they did post their results, that's all it is. It's crickets, because it doesn't go any further, because they didn't know what you know on how that's a great thing and how we can respond favorably to it. Are you having that conversation? Guys, that takes time. I know. It does. But if you're coaching people, you're spending that time, don't do all that work and then just say, okay, they're done, or they're just going to keep buying whatever they want to continue on days 25 and beyond. If you're good, if you're okay, that's at least, hey, they're continuing on, maybe they're 25%, they're buying the products to continue on, great. But where's the, hey, now that we're about to finish the 2040 challenge, you've had great success, would you mind preparing, and being okay with sharing on your wall, your Facebook page, and tagging me in your results post to what the benefits you receive and the value it's added to you, and where you're going from here? See, now I get off course and I start telling you exactly how to do that. But those are the little things that matter a great deal. Here's what we need to do. So number 2. Number 1, we got to set the expectation. We've got to strengthen the belief. We do that from knowing the reasons they're doing this in the first place. Why now? Why this? Why these people? Right? Kind of thing. Why do you want to go and start to share the results you've had, the benefits and value you've been given? Why? Right? Set them up for success. Prepare them for the no's, or the questions that are obvious that they're going to be had. Okay. Don't allow them to just go Lone Ranger and wing it. Don't not have that very important and directed conversation about what to do and what not to do. And here's what's going to happen, and here's how I'm going to help, and here's what you can count on. And then number 2, let's get to the very steps that someone needs to do to commit to the following. And this is the simply do, repeat, rinse. Simply do, repeat, rinse. Repeat, repeat, repeat. That aspect of it. This is what you do, the steps you can't be missed. Commit, complete the prospect list worksheet. Simple, right? But John, I don't need to have 30 names. Okay, I just want your top 10, maybe even your top 5. That list has plenty of room there, but let's just go with the VIPs in your life. Who is it that's most valuable to you, that you think greatly of? That given your results, you feel confident they would love nothing more than to have the opportunity to experience the very same benefits and results you've had. Okay? That sets them up, opens their mind, takes the pressure off, easy. Who is that? Who do you like? Who do you care about? Okay? Take a picture on your phone, okay, or scan the document, whatever is easiest for you, and email and have them text it back to you, to the coach. You're going to review it then, right? Schedule step 3 in this. These are all automatic. You've got to be having this automatic. Complete that list and encourage and coach them on how and why that list, how they would create it, what to do with it when it's completed, then what they're going to expect from you, both to schedule a 20-minute review session, if you will, where I'm going to understand better, but you're going to tell me, why is Amy here? Why is John there? Why is Eric there? Tell me how you know him in 30 seconds. Why did you put him in that category? Great. Good. Let's take those 3, and now I want to give you exact word choices for how you're going to make initial contact with them in respect to Advocare and why you thought of them. And here's what I mean by that, specific word choices. So specific instruction for best communication for the reasons for their contact, right? That can be goofy, that can be hard. Break down that wall and those, again, they don't know what they don't know. This is what you are so important. So take the pressure off. Relieve any, just uncomfortable thoughts about, okay, what am I going to say? How do I say it? Give it to them, exactly even. Work with them. That takes some time. That 20 minutes at least I'm talking about is what you'll do. So, okay, so Amy was someone that you've known since, since college. And you've lost a dress size and 11 pounds in 24 days. And she's a great friend, big heart, but a very busy professional, a career woman, but a mother of 3, and her husband has a great job too, but they're always on the go, and she's just really struggled with her health. Okay, so then here's what I would suggest, John, that we say to Amy. hey, Amy, I'm calling you to ask you to check something out that I believe will be of value to you. It has been incredibly valuable to me and is a big reason why I'm doing much better these days. Right? I mean, you're going to say, hey, Amy, this is Sue. How you doing, girl? Whatever. Obviously you're going to set that up. But then here's the point of when you get to that, Sue, how are you going to say? What are you going to say to Amy? So it's just very genuine and straightforward. So I'm calling you to ask you to check something out that I believe will be of value to you because it's been incredibly valuable to me. And it's very much a big reason why I'm doing much better these days. I'm down a dress size and 11 pounds. Oh my God, you are? Yes, I know. Thank you very much. But that's exactly it. I love you. I know what your days are typically like, and I had to make you aware of it. So, have you heard of Advocare? Advocare, no, or so talk that through. Go through this, guys. I'm not going to continue to go through that. That's a step that's important. You can't miss it. Make a terrific first impression. Okay? This is the continuation of the specific word choices. So they created the list. You've went over the list. You know who they are, why they put them there, what they mean to them, what that background is, to best position the contact to be made and how it's going to be spoken. The next continuation of that in this very review session is to let them know what happens next. Don't leave them hanging there. So I'm going to tell Sue, okay, before she even made that call, of these further steps. Based on that story of Amy and how you know her and what you put her there in that category for and what you think would be relevant and interesting to her, then here, we're going to get the Impact magazine out. We're going to give, here's the impactful product samples that I feel that I want to make sure you're prepared after you call her, that when at the end of your call, you're going to tell her, hey, I'm going to get some specific material and very impactful products, some of my favorites, in your hands in the next 24 hours. So tell them that that's the next step, and let's prepare that before you even call them. Got the impact ready. I've got the product samples I know I'm going to give, and you kind of just partition them out per the list. Maybe 3 to 5 people. It's not 30, guys. Let's be real. Okay, let's not overwhelm them at all. Make it just cool, easy, confident, simple. Right? So separate those items out for each person, those top 5, for example, that they've shared with you. Okay, that's really cool. Everyone likes to be a little organized. Go, okay, that's what I'm going to do next. All right, cool. I see why that makes sense. And hopefully it makes a lot of sense because of oftentimes that's really what you should have done to them, right? Unless it was a referral and how that happened. Sometimes it just doesn't go exactly that way. But my point is what you've done to them, for them, how you introduced them is what they'll recall and go, oh yeah, I love that. That's what was helpful to me to make a decision. So it'll make sense. Right? Then the next step is letting them know when you finish that phone call and you say, well, great, I'm going to get that information, specific material I have assigned for you, I have marked for you, I've prepared for you, and some great product samples you're going to love. Oh man, girl, tomorrow's going to be better than today. I promise you. Can't wait to hear what you think. Then ask for it as they finish that phone call and confirm specific day and time to obtain their feedback. So I'm going to get this to you in the next 24 hours. But I tell you what, so I don't know if you're mailing it, right? Maybe 48 hours. You're personally able to hand it to them. Those things obviously are the little differences. But the point is you must have, and you say that even in that conversation, now here's what I want to do. If I'm going to give this to you and get it in your hands in the next 24 hours. But when I do that, before I get off the phone here, Amy, I want to ask you, if I do that for you, okay, you're going to take a look, take 10 minutes, enjoy the products as I encourage you to take them, and we'll set aside a time within the next day or two after that for you to give me 5 to 10 minutes to hear your feedback, see what you thought, if you saw something you liked, and how the products treated you. Does that sound fair? We have to teach that conversation, guys. We can't skip it. You got to let them know, because again, back to that first thing, flyers, blasts, email or social media, okay, running up on people and fire hosing them. See, and you didn't even know, what do you mean you talked to 8 people and all of them said no? Who were the 8 people? You ever had that happen, leaders? You haven't shared with me your list. What do you mean you're already talking to people? It's just day 1. Wait. What did you say? And you're surprised, John? Hey, buddy, I'm sorry. That's on me. It's my responsibility. Can we stop this right now and make sure we get corrected? I got to help you, and it's my job to do that. You guys hear what I'm saying? Has it happened to you? Once, twice, 20 times? It has me, and this is how I've learned these things. I can't skip it. There is no shortcut to it. I have to make sure, because they're going to talk to people, and we got to make sure they're equipped to do it right. And then assess that interest with a 5 to 10 minute follow-up, as I just said. Guys, as I'm getting close to wrapping up here, here's a key. So a third part, the belief, the reasons why they're even putting those people, expectations, frame it. Second, don't let them go Lone Ranger. Have specific review and coaching session from the very beginning, once they say they want to start to share it with people. Third, help them understand and relieve them by knowing this fact. It's solution-based conversation. It's a solution-based conversation. We are not having a sales conversation. You're going to have to repeat that 100 times to them. This is a not one-time conversation. Keep repeating that as you're hearing it, probably going, oh, that makes total sense. And you may have been here for 6 months, 2 years. That's important for me to remember. All of us. It's solutions-based conversation. So when people say, well, how are you so successful? What is it different? What do you notice that's different about someone who's, achieved really good success and someone who hasn't got out of the gate? It's a mindset, and it's an understanding that this is true. This is true. It's solution-based conversation. So I'm not taking it personal. I'm not. And that's what I need to do, and impart that and transfer that knowledge, what I said in the beginning, to that new distributor. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Sue, this isn't something when somebody doesn't jump or doesn't say, yes, I love it, or yes, I want to know more about it, when they are maybe difficult or challenging, or who knows? They say no flat out. No, it's not. It's not to be taken personally. You know what these products have done for you. No one can take that away from you. You know the coaching and support that's here every step of the way to help you achieve that result. And you know and trust that I'm going to do the same for them as I've done for you, alongside you. And you know this is something that you've done many things ever before, and you've never had success like this in the way of your improvement for your health. So let's never forget the truths that we do know, and understand that why we're doing these things that we're talking about here right now is to make sure you understand that we're here to help people. And that's first and foremost what it's about. So therefore, your mindset is one of solutions-based. I want to share the success I've had and the opportunity to let them know what these products could do for them too. And open that opportunity for them to see for themselves by sharing specific material and great products that they get to sample free of charge, to just take to look for themselves, 10 minutes, enjoy the products, and let me know what they think. If somebody says no to that, then, how can you take it personal? It's just on them at this point. Maybe it's a bad day. There's just so many different factors, and we got to do our best to make sure to let them know that that's what's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. And to encourage them further, those word choices, and this is another example, that's why I'm leaving it up here. Next step, word choices. So now I follow up with them. It's that 24 hours later, that scheduled 5 to 10 minute review call, that feedback that I wanted to get from the person I just sampled and gave material to. I'm preparing my new distributor for what is even next then in that call. You're going to simply ask Amy, well, what'd you think? How was your day yesterday? Did you love the spark and rehydrate? Oh man, that's it. Ask the questions, listen, have some good conversation, get their feedback. And when it's positive, awesome. Now knowing what you want, we can start. We can start here, right? I can break down the challenge if that's, you find out that's what she wants, right? Again, for sake of time, in that, gosh, I had greater energy throughout the day. What was that stuff? I felt amazing. And I was just on point. And again, you've lost a pant size with the program, the 24-day challenge. I would so much like to do that too. That's what I mean by okay, awesome, Amy. Now knowing what you want, we can start here. Let me do this for you. I can break down with a program, the very program that I just completed, that gave me the reason and cause for thinking of you immediately to want to let you know about it. Okay, you can ask me the questions absolutely about those products, but at that point, okay, we can even continue this conversation here now. But at that point, I'd like to connect you to my coach, Nicole. for extra support. I'm still learning this process. I just started. And although I absolutely love my results and how I'm feeling, as you know, I do not know everything about every product, and I don't want to steer you wrong. Does that sound good? Is that fair? So just even going through this process with them is so important. That look, you're not to continue that by yourself is what I'm telling the new distributor. No. You have done your job. You've created interest. You've identified and confirmed interest. Now here's what you do and here's what you say. Now guys, can this be done in one conversation and they're going to get it one training? No, we all have to practice this. Then we'll stumble and fumble. My point is, guys, I just wanted to share today, you can't miss these things and make it solutions-based. Now the last thing to close out is, I'm not going to go into all detail, but I want to say this about the 4 ways to get involved, the 4 ways to engage, the 4 options, right, as I would say it. We need to make sure we're also having that last bit of conversation, that training with the new distributor, to say that right out of the gate, right, they do not need to get into this conversation right away in those first things. Like, for example, in that phone call, she expressed it, okay, well, let me tell you how you can get started. And, go into all the details of what these are. That's a lot of information a lot of times, and a new person right out of the gate. Now, I'm saying this could be done differently in 3 weeks from now from a new distributor. But I really think this is something we're missing. We're thinking, oh, they got to share that, don't they? No, you as a leader, when she would get me on the phone or Nicole on the phone in that example with Amy, Nicole as the leader would know that that's what she's going to also have to explain to help Amy choose the best starting point for her. Don't leave it to Sue. Right? At best, it's going to be unclear. At worst, it's totally confusing and you just turned her off. Amy, that is. This may be something you're not like, oh, really? But yeah, think about it. How did you explain it the very first time? If you went by yourself and you were talking to somebody and you dove right into all this, well, you can get it be an advisor at 40%, and you can make money, and you can, gosh, you can make a lot of money. It's really cool what you get to do there. And yes, you get the products at the top savings discount, and it's forever. There's no auto ship. You just blah blah blah. Like what? Wait, what? So I want to share with you how we train the new distributor on just saying what they say about the options. Okay, if it gets there in that conversation, if it's proper and appropriate. And this is how they'll also build. Maybe they don't even say anything about it. There's no reason that Amy or Sue had to say anything to Amy more about that. Great, we're going to start here. Let me tell you about the product and tell you about the products I've done and what it's done for me. And you can ask any question, but what I want to do right away is connect you with my coach and expert, Nicole. She can answer any and every question, and it's exactly who we need to hear it from, so you can we can make sure we're getting the right products for your goal and what you want to do with it going forward. Okay? So my point is, I want to train the new distributor. Listen, all you need to say, if that does come up or it's the right place and time to do it, is that what's really also really cool about AdvoCare is you get to choose the price you pay for the products. You can have a 40% top savings, biggest discount on the products, which is nearly half off and is awesome, right? No requirements whatsoever. Anything is truly like a Sam's Club or Costco. I just get 40% off the products. That's where I'm at, and that's why I'm there. I just as much as I value my health, I value my money. Everybody can repeat that and teach that, right? Okay? And you don't even have to say the word advisor. You just say the top discount level. There's a top savings level of 40%. That's where I'm at. Honestly, and speak to honestly, because that made the most sense for me where I wanted to get started, because it was 40% for a lifetime, and I had the opportunity to buy what I want when I want. Guys, you don't have to keep talking. And for crying out loud, please don't start at preferred customer. Don't give them that out. They don't know what they don't know. Go the best place, and hopefully if you're there, that's why also you need to be there for you. If you're having conversations, because it's going to help people get out of their own way and start at the same place where you are. And we know, and I know, and if you believe it, I do, that is the single best place to be for many, many reasons that I've done trainings on before, and we can talk about it another time. But it absolutely, for all reasons, all good things, is the best place to be. And for, heck, only the price that it is now, retail, and the actual cost that it is, $1,400. Anyway, makes all the sense in the world. So just go there and be strong with it. And you can teach the new distributor to do just what I just said. Absolutely. And the other way I would say for them to say it, I could say you can have, you know what, Amy, that's what's great about AdvoCare. Not only these wonderful products, the program and the coaching that I'm going to introduce you to and you're going to benefit from and love. Oh my gosh, it's crazy good. Nicole is the best. You can choose the price you pay for the products. What do you think they're going to say? Amy's going to go, really? What do you mean? And then you can train Sue to go, well, you honestly get to have a 20 to 40% discount. Whatever discount level you want, what speaks to you, how much you want to save, you can do. And you can do that right away. I have 40% for that reason. You know, I have 30% for that reason. Whatever it is, be honest with it. But that's what we need to train. They don't need to get all caught up in the details. That's what you're for. And that's what that call would be for. So leaders, last thing about this, you need to know that first three-way call or two-on-one meeting with your new distributors, when they start introducing to their initial VIP list, and that's 3, 5, 10 people, you're having that conversation. Please don't leave it to them to get caught up in the details of how to explain and present, because you know how important those 4 options are, and how you explain them can make all the difference in the world of how someone chooses to get started, of course. And this is what today's about. How one starts really, really does indicate and dictate and greatly can determine how they continue. It is important. Now, I understand, and you know this, I love everything about that we have now. It's amazing, but your new distributor can't articulate and properly position that. You can't expect that of them, so please don't do that to them. You're not only going to do a disservice to them, you're going to do a disservice to the people that they care about and they opened up their mind and heart to and wanted to and made initial contact to. All right? Don't do that. Take ownership of it. Understand there is no shortcut. There's no step that can be missed. You need to have and expect that conversation. They're only asked to create interest, make contact, do the proper introduction, identify and confirm the interest, and get to a point and place where they can hand the ball off to you. Guys, if we do this with all that we have here, you're going to raise the level of your business, which means you've obviously then been successful in impacting more and more people than you ever have before. That's what we're here to do. Is that what I not said at the beginning? What is AdvoCare? What does the income opportunity represent? What does the company represent? It's an opportunity to lift up others. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of seeing people spinning their wheels, wasting their time, and just going through the motions. I mean that just in all general life. A lack of leadership, a lack of direction. You know, people are settling far too much for underperforming their potential. That's what thrives me. That's what drives me. That's why I'm passionate about it as I have from day one. And more so than ever, because I know what we can do. But it is so important that we don't miss these steps, because these critical steps, and think that they'll figure it out, or he's really dynamic. He'll say the right things. No. So know that you're to have that conversation, and we can talk more about that another time about how we do then explain those. But you've heard it a lot, and hopefully you continue to practice it yourself. But do yourself a favor every time. Start at the number 4. Start at the top savings level. Okay? Start at that advisor. You don't even have to use that word. It's just the one that provides the best position to be for boom, boom, boom. Boom. You don't have to explain anything further. Distributor. That is the second best place to be. Very similar to number 4, but you may not want to have 40%. Do I need to go into, this is the person that shares it, here and there, versus an advisor who shares it intentionally? Because we know there's tons of advisors that don't share it intentionally, so don't even say that. You know what I mean? Just stop there. And then preferred customer, that's a great opportunity for someone that just clearly wants products for themselves and doesn't want the top savings level and doesn't really have any interest currently at this moment to include others that they in their life that they know that also would love to improve their health or their fitness, their performance, their wellness. By inviting them into and sharing these products with them. So if you don't want to do that, and you just want it for yourself, and you want 20 to 30% discount, then that's a great option for you. And retail really doesn't make much sense, but you can, and that's where you pay full price. And by the way, the preferred customer, back to that, is just like an Amazon Prime. You're a preferred customer that gets great features and benefits for being a preferred customer. See, that's how a leader would explain it. But can you expect a new distributor to do that with any confidence and not overdo it? Okay, I hope today has been helpful. I can't wait to see, because I can't see the screen at all, what your questions have been, any comments you have, and further guidance for us and of what you want to see in training. Was this helpful? Is this something that you value? And is this format the best really to be doing it versus Webinar Jam or other webinar features? So guys, I can't thank you enough for joining me on your Saturday morning. Have a great weekend and have an awesome pay period. And it's a fun time of year, getting ready. Where will you be this time next week? If you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, I almost forgot that. How can I forget that? Champions Day. And for the next 4 weeks, from the 1st, the 8th, the 15th and 22nd, over 80 of them across the country. This is where you are. If you're here tonight, or here this morning, I should say, you're definitely going to be there. And you're making the plans to be there. One day, power-packed. Can't miss it. You heard the message from Mark Mueller, who completely did a breaking and entering on our page. Good news, he's no longer there. I took care of that. But no, that was a great message. Guys, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.